Hello, sports lovers. After yesterday's bout between Anthony AJ Joshua and Daniel Dynamite Dubois, these are my 5 observations about Anthony AJ Joshua, which I'm going to share with you in this particular episode. I think these are the 5 things that are worrying Anthony AJ Joshua and may prevent him from becoming a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. If this is the type of content you do enjoy on social media, hit subscribe, hit the like, express your views in the comment section, share this video with anyone who loves boxing. The first point I'm going to make is Anthony AJ Joshua is an overthinker. Yes, Anthony AJ Joshua, from watching throughout his career, is someone who tries to create problems where there is none and tries to solve those problems, and sometimes during that process he gets lost in the actual problem that is in front of him. Anthony AJ Joshua is looking at undisputed, but he wasn't really looking at Daniel Dubois. He believed or know that he has had successes with Daniel Dubois in sparring, just that on one occasion Daniel Dubois caught him real bad and he was hurt. But in the totality of the number of rounds he and Dubois had sparred, he believed that he had a number on Dubois going into it. So Anthony AJ Joshua was looking at undisputed at the back of his mind and how he was going to defeat Alexander Usyk or Tyson Fury. One, why do I say so? Eddie Hearn kept trumpeting that, and his new trainer Ben Davis also said that he has the solution of how Anthony AJ Joshua would beat Alexander the Cat Usyk. So I think all these were predominant in the mind of Anthony AJ Joshua because he wanted to solve the Usyk puzzle that was right ahead of him without focusing on the Daniel Dubois puzzle that is in front of him. I think that is one of the reasons why Anthony AJ Joshua was knocked out yesterday. There wasn't much focus on Daniel Dubois, where Daniel Dubois said let's go, and Anthony AJ Joshua got infuriated. He did not believe Daniel Dubois was in his class and belonged in the same ring with him. He said besides during the face-to-face, he made a derogatory remarks that it's not about Daniel Dubois or it's not about the belt. He wasn't really concerned about that, and that has ended up costing him on his quest to become a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, joining the likes of Muhammad Ali. The second point I would like to make is his ability not to recover. Poor recovery rates. Anthony AJ Joshua has had poor recovery rates. Let's take a look back at the Klitschko fight. When Anthony AJ Joshua was hurt in the Klitschko fight, you could see him go off for several rounds and not being able to adjust until he caught his second win. Then he comes back in again. Fast forward to the Andy Ruiz fight, same thing happened to him. And before that, he had a nose broken against Alexander Pervelkin, and you could see Anthony AJ Joshua go off after Pervelkin hurt his nose. So Anthony AJ Joshua throughout his career has not been able to recover well from when he gets hurt. His recovery rate is poor, and I think that it sends a little doubt to his mind, and he takes time to process it, to overcome it before he re-engages. That is the second problem of Anthony AJ Joshua, and that is poor recovery. The third problem with Anthony AJ Joshua is his inability to adjust. His inability to adjust on his own. Look at what is in front of him. He may have trained for another thing, but the problem in front of him, he can't solve it. So he keeps using what he has been taught, and not being able to make adjustments on the fly. It doesn't come naturally to him. If you watch the likes of Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, then this guy Jovante Tank Davis, then Terence Buck Crawford. They are able to make adjustments in the ring whilst they don't go back to their training team for them to tell them what to do. When they see the problem the opponent is coming with in the ring, or maybe the opponent is double jabbing, and how do I do that? They switch stance, or they may now use a lot of head movement and change angles on the opponent. Anthony AJ Joshua is unable to do that unless he is told to do so. So that is one of Anthony AJ Joshua's problem. I think that Anthony AJ Joshua wasn't able to recover from the first jab from Daniel Dubois. He did not know how to handle it because he believed he was the better all-round fighter. But when Daniel Dubois came in and closed in the range on him, Anthony Joshua was just going backwards. He did not know if he was to jab. The jab he was throwing were not jabs that would keep Daniel Dubois honest or second guessing. They were just jabs just to measure the distance and just keep him away and not really hurt him. Anthony AJ Joshua does not know how to make adjustments on the fly, and that is his third problem. The fourth problem is he believed in the media hype. Yes, Anthony AJ Joshua has begun believing in the media hype that this version of Anthony AJ Joshua would beat Alexander the Cat Usyk. This version of Anthony AJ Joshua is unstoppable. This version of Anthony AJ Joshua is the best version of Anthony AJ Joshua, without him looking at himself first and assessing his opponents by what they are worth. Let's take a look at Anthony AJ Joshua's opponents before the Daniel Dubois fight. Jermaine Franklin, he is a B minus fighter. Then he fought who else? The nomadic nightmare in the person of Robert Helenius. He is also a B minus fighter. And when that fight happened, you could see clearly that Anthony AJ Joshua did not have the confidence in going toe to toe with Robert Helenius. You need to fight smart, but sometimes you need to make your opponent respect you. You need to show them who the boss is in that particular fight. Then he fought who else? He fought Otto Wallen, someone he has been sparring for a very, very long time. They have sparred over 50 rounds. So Otto Wallen was somebody Anthony AJ Joshua knew very well, knew how he approached things, and knew he could have a better of him in the ring. And the last fight he had was against no other than Francis Ngannou, who has just 10 rounds boxing experience prior to facing him. He may have caused Tyson Fury loads of problems, but I think Tyson Fury won that fight fair and square. And Anthony AJ Joshua stopped him in 2 rounds. All these fighters are not your B plus fighters that would give you enough resistance for you to check your will and check the level at which you genuinely are. I'm not categorizing Dubois as an A-listed fighter, but at least you can rank him at B plus. As at now, you can rank him at a B plus fighter. And Anthony AJ Joshua, since facing an A-listed fighter like Usyk, has not even fought a B level fighter. He has been fighting B minus or C or D level fighter. D level fighter or F level fighter being the person of Francis Ngannou. He hasn't stepped up in opposition, and I think that since the loss, he hasn't been built up well. His confidence level hasn't gone through the ranks. The fighters, he needs to be improving on the fight level, and his resistance level will naturally go up. But this time around, he went low from A to B minus, then from B minus to an E level or an F level fighter like somebody like Francis Ngannou. I have always held the belief that someone like Fabio Wardley would beat Francis Ngannou if they stand toe to toe, because Fabio Wardley would have nothing to lose and would have a lot of things to gain in a fight with Francis Ngannou, and Fabio Wardley would beat Francis Ngannou. 5. Anthony AJ Joshua's punch resistance is gone. Yes, Anthony AJ Joshua's punch resistance is gone. Anytime Dubois landed a right hand that was hard and clean, Anthony AJ Joshua was clearly hurt. I know it's heavyweight boxing, but sometimes people take a punch and they really shake it off. Anthony AJ Joshua does not even know how to take a punch, and sometimes you could see clearly that he did not even see the punch coming and it hurts him real bad. Any clean punch that has landed on Anthony AJ Joshua has hurt him badly or has taken him down. Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz Jr., Alexander the Cat Usyk hit Anthony AJ Joshua in the last round of the first fight, and I can bet you if there were more seconds, Anthony AJ Joshua would have been laughing at the wrong side of history that particular night. And if Anthony AJ Joshua was the one that was hit by Usyk in the 9th round, just like Fury was, I don't think he would even survive the 9th round in order to come up and put up a good performance or increase his level of performance in the later round. So Anthony AJ Joshua's punch resistance is gone, and the time Daniel Dubois landed clearly in this fight, you could see clearly that Anthony AJ Joshua was hurt. And in the second round, I think that the referee robbed Daniel Dubois off a knockdown, but he ended up still pushing and gained that knockdown. So this is my 5 problems with Anthony AJ Joshua. Let me run you through it. 1, he is an overthinker. 2, he has poor recovery. 3, his ability to adjust in the ring is not there. 4, he believes in the media hype. And 5, his punch resistance is gone. If you agree with me, let me know in the comment section. If you do not too, leave your comments down below, hit the like button, and also give this video a subscription if you have not. We have reached 1k subscribers, and the 1k video would be coming up later in the week, as I have not have time to do a lot of graphics with regards to that. But this is the most authoritative sporting channel, and this is the right place to be. So hit that subscribe. Thank you for watching. Your greatness has no limit. Mercy.